It was totally hopeless and impossible that anyone would ever come to know Christ. When we were in there, after a few months, we came to that realization. It was totally impossible, but we knew that God had put us there. When my husband and I moved into the Kuna village in Panama, it was in the middle of the rainforest. And at first when we moved in there, I still wore my American clothes, kind of like old American clothes. But as you can see, I adjusted to what life was like in the village of Morti, where all the women wore a mola blouse, a sabourette wraparound skirt, and a mousseau scarf with lots of beads. That the brighter the better. That's what part of my adjustments were. That was just the beginning. We ate differently. We lived in a hut for a year and a half, a hut with thatch roof and dirt floors and pole walls. For about 11 years, we had no radio contact. And that was a time when our children were going off to the boarding school, the missionary school, and we were in an isolated village in the middle of the rainforest with other little children still at home. It really throws you on the Lord. I mean, you think that you trust the Lord and you think that you have faith in the Lord, but it's tested in every area as to, you know, is God really who you believe He is, and can you really just totally depend on Him? And I think personally I went through some time of just being like really shaken, and it was hard, you know, physically hard, not a enjoyable, easy setting, but we knew that God wanted us there and to trust Him that in His time He would bring people to Himself. I think He first did a major work in my own heart to really shake me up and then strengthen me in my walk with Him. We were very excited that we were getting to the point where the gospel was truly going to be presented and the final you know, death, burial, and resurrection of Christ would be presented. But it was such a heartache for us personally to not be right there when those final lessons were presented. But God used Jerry and Joyce right there in the tribe, and He used us out in the city, in the town where the mission office was. God again just showed us that it was truly His work and His timing. All these years later, we see that God brought the people to Himself. There are many believers in the village of Morti among the Kuna, and they are reaching out and they're bringing more people to Christ in their own village and in other Kuna villages, and their testimony is spread through the whole area, through the whole country really, because the country of Panama is small enough that their reputation has spread throughout the whole country. We're so grateful that we persevered, that we stayed, that we hung in there. We know it wasn't us that did the work, but God allowed us to be a part of what He wanted to do.